It all begins in 2002. A pregnant woman named Rashmi drives home at night, speaking to her husband over the phone. Distracted, she veers off the main road, unknowingly heading toward a remote village called Kamarotu. The forest around her car is thick with shadows. Then, in her rearview mirror, she sees it, a face, pale and terrifying, staring straight at her. Frozen in horror, Rashmi slams the brakes. The car halts. Through the silence, the faint jingling of ghungroo bells drifts across the night. Suddenly, a shadow lunges at her windshield. Her scream pierces the darkness, and the screen cuts to black. Years later, we meet Sandhya and Pandu. They are pretending to film a movie based on an anonymous novel. Curious about the mysterious author, Sandhya visits the publisher who handles his work. He explains that the author only mails manuscripts to a secret postbox. No one knows his identity. Sandhya quietly notes the postbox address, intrigued by the mystery. Meanwhile, a cheerful couple, Gautam and his wife Indu, are preparing to send Gautam's latest novel, Rangi Taramma, for publishing. Indu, pregnant and radiant, works on the cover design, while Gautam packs his manuscript. Gautam, it turns out, is the anonymous author, publishing under the name Ankul to keep his identity secret. As he tidies up, his eyes fall on an old diary labeled Hari. He asks Indu about it, but she dismisses his questions, brushing it aside. That night, Indu wakes from a nightmare, her body trembling. She speaks of recurring dreams and the Bhuta Asthana, a spirit shrine in her native village, Kamarotu. The shrine had been worshipped long ago, but after her grandfather's death, it was abandoned. Indu fears that their past misfortunes, including her miscarriage, are a consequence of neglecting the spirits. She insists they return to perform a puja. Gautam is skeptical, but for Indu's peace, he agrees. The next morning, they begin their journey. A river separates them from the village, and they cross it on a small boat. The boatman stares at Indu, eyes wide with unease, as if he recognizes her. Once ashore, Gautam hires a jeep from a man named Rafik, driving along a misty forest road, the same road from years before. Indu spots a dark figure in the distance. Gautam swerves to avoid it, and the jeep crashes into a pit. Left with no choice, they walk the rest of the way. The forest is silent except for faint screams that seem to come from nowhere. Eventually, they reach a large, dilapidated house. A blind woman hands them the keys, her appearance unnerving. That night, Indu draws water from the well. Suddenly, she senses something has fallen inside. Terrified, she cries out, but Gautam calms her and directs her back inside. Shortly after, an elderly man, Kalinga Bhatt, arrives. He welcomes Gautam and warns him, Kamarotu's wells harbor Brahma Rakshasas, ancient spirits. Gautam is skeptical, but he takes the warning seriously. Later, Gautam questions Rafik about the screams. Rafik shrugs, suggesting it could be the Gudda Bhuta, the mountain ghost that haunts the region. Gautam laughs it off. Kamarotu, however, is steeped in superstition and ghost stories, and the villagers' fear runs deep. Gautam proceeds to the local post office to mail his manuscript. He never reveals his home address, only this postbox. The postmaster is Kalinga Bhatt himself. Gautam also meets Shankar, a schoolmaster. Kalinga invites them to a Yakshagana folk theater performance that evening. On his way back through the forest, Gautam is shot at. He gives chase but fails to catch the attacker and seeks help from the village doctor. Meanwhile, back at the house, Indu slips on the stairs, unable to answer the maid knocking outside. That evening, Gautam attends the Yakshagana alone. During the performance, Kalinga asks about Indu. Shankar leaves. Meanwhile, the lights at Indu's house flicker out. Indu hears ghungroo bells again. A dark figure appears. She screams and faints. Gautam returns and assumes Indu had a nightmare. He rushes for the doctor, but as soon as he leaves, the bells ring again and the figure attacks her. The next morning, Gautam goes to the police. The house is empty, Indu missing. The inspector, rough and skeptical, asks for her photo. Gautam has none. Indu disliked being photographed, and their wedding photos were destroyed in a fire 6 years ago. The villagers claim they've never seen her. Investigations reveal a shocking truth. Indu actually died 6 years ago. Gautam insists she was with him the night before. The police consider him insane. Sandhya arrives in Kamarotu, searching for the anonymous writer. Gautam, heartbroken and confused, remembers the boatman had seen Indu. Visiting the boatman's home, he finds the man recently dead from a snakebite. Villagers whisper that he had gone mad, raving about a ghost. Gautam spots the man who shot him and gives chase through the forest. During the pursuit, he meets Sandhya. She quickly pieces together his identity. Gautam is uncle, the anonymous writer. Shocked to learn he is married, he listens as he recounts the accident 6 years ago that erased his memory. He no longer knows what is real. Their journey takes them to an illegal sand mining site. Gautam's attacker is part of the operation, run by a corrupt minister and aided by the village inspector. They feared Gautam was investigating. Gautam captures the gunman, demanding answers. The man confesses that anyone who disappears from Kamarotu is never seen again. Gautam meets Kalinga and Shankar. Shankar recounts a tale. Years ago, a man named Angara performed Bhuta Kola rituals in the village. One day, he vanished. His headless body was later found hanging from a tree. Since then, on the anniversary of his death, screams echo from the mountains, and a woman disappears each year. The villagers call it the Guda Bhuta. Shankar believes Indu has been taken. Determined, Sandhya and Gautam investigate the police archives. They discover a terrifying pattern. Angara died on July 7, 2001. Each July 7th since, a pregnant woman vanishes, 12 in total. Indu disappeared on the same date. Sandhya digs deeper into Gautam's past and uncovers another revelation. Gautam himself died 6 years ago. Stunned, he questions his own identity. He remembers the diary labeled Hari and begins to read. The story flashes back. Hari, a woman who looks like Indu, survives a violent assault and kills her attacker in self-defense. Seeking help, she joins the real Indu and her husband Gautam. Together, they flee to Kamarotu to escape the police. Meanwhile, Gautam's true identity is revealed: Siddharth, Sanjay's fiancé before the accident. She recognizes him through handwriting and realizes Ankul is him. 6 years ago, Siddharth was on a solo bike trip near Kamarotu. At the same time, Hari, the real Indu, and her husband were driving the opposite direction. Fog caused a collision. The real Indu and Gautam died. Hari survived, as did Siddharth, but with total memory loss. The boatman witnessed the accident and believed everyone had died. Seeing Hari alive years later drove him insane. After the crash, Hari found Siddharth and convinced him she was Indu and he was Gautam to escape police suspicion. Siddharth accepted the false identity. Back in the present, Siddharth and Sandhya piece the mystery together. Hari has now disappeared, likely taken by the same person responsible for the yearly kidnappings. They research the first missing woman, Anusuya Bhatt, and the others, including Rashmi from the opening scene. All 12 missing women were pregnant. Only family and the village doctor knew. Investigating the doctor, they learn he had an affair with Anusuya, who was married to Kalinga Bhatt. She disappeared the same night Angara was killed. 11 days later, her screams echoed through the mountains. Siddharth realizes the abductor is Kalinga Bhatt. Consumed by jealousy, years ago, Kalinga discovered Anusuya with the doctor. In a rage, he killed Angara and locked Anusuya in a mountain cave. 11 days later, he killed her. Since then, every July 7, Kalinga repeats the pattern, abducting pregnant women. It has been 11 days since Hari's disappearance. Siddharth and Sandhya race into the forest. In a cave, Hari is tied up. Kalinga, in a Yakshagana costume, forces her to eat ritual food, calling her Anusuya. She denies any connection. In a rage, he raises his sword. Siddharth bursts in. A brutal fight ensues. Kalinga is killed by his own weapon. Siddharth frees Hari and carries her to safety as dawn breaks. Sandhya reports the illegal sand mining, leading to the minister's arrest. In the final scene, Siddharth and Hari rest in a hospital. Sandhya steps back, allowing Siddharth to live peacefully with the woman who saved him. The terror of Kamarotu finally ends.